Here we go.
Do, 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 do.
Here we go. Here we go. One more time. Everybody's feeling fine. Here we go.
Here we go. Henry has got the flow.
We got everything you need.
Here we go. Coco has got the flow.
Here we go. Just one more time and everybody's feeling fine. Here we go now.
Here we go.
If you want to party with us, just feel free to feel the rhythm. Here we go now.
Here we go.
Come on, Harmony.
I am a sucker for a good harmony. I love a harmony.
Are the best. Cammy.
Coco.
It's episode 3. It's my favorite number. How are you?
3 is your favorite number? 3 is a good number.
And I don't play favorites, so that's a big deal.
Wow. I am doing better than last week. Apologies to our peaches for last week's episode where we just started off on a really I just felt like the energy was just like, flatline. Like, are they okay? Can we resuscitate them? So, thanks for sticking with us and hanging out. How are you, Coco?
I'm doing good.
I'm
still here. You know that song reference? Oh my goodness. Okay, I can't even get my thoughts together. I'm trying to send you something. Okay, there we go. I do that song reference and everybody is always like, what are you doing? And I'm like, Tisha Campbell.
Yeah.
I don't know. Roller coaster Tisha Campbell performance. I'm like, and so I have to go in this bookmark because there's this guy who does a remake of it, and I bookmark it at least once a year. So I have to scroll through my thousands of bookmarks.
I know the guy that you're talking about that does the remake, and I'm always on the floor just gut laughing because like they didn't have to.
Yes.
They didn't have to, but they did, and I'm grateful for it.
But they did, and they did it well.
They're doing it and doing it well.
It'd be a pie reference episode. Oh my goodness! You know what song I added to my playlist today or yesterday? So first of all, I rewatched your favorite movie. You want to take a guess?
Save the Last Dance.
Yes! Get her a prize. Save the Last Dance. This isn't even. Listen, y'all. This wasn't even on my. We haven't even finished intro. But this hasn't even been on my notes of topics to talk about. I wrote notes while I was watching the movie for myself, like questions for myself. I was like, why would she talk to her dad that way? Why did he finish her room? He knew her mom passed away and she was on the way there. Why she still got blood on her? It was just plenty of questions, not for the podcast, but for my own edification.
I have
in my
Save the Last Dance on
like,
wait, how did you watch Save the Last Dance? Is it on streaming?
It's on Netflix. Yeah.
I'm watching it later today. Should I do commentary on our stories? Should I watch it
between our
commentaries on stories?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, that would be a great idea. We should do that. Like, y'all want to watch this movie with us? I think that would be fun.
A little watch party situation.
Watch party situation. But yeah, it was you could do it, put your back into it. I could do it, put your into it. You could do it, put your into it. You could do it. Don't stop, get it.
When it gets to that don't stop, get it part, like that's when I'm just like, oh, and that's when a little chaos. It's been a while since I've watched it. Oh man, I'm excited now.
I added that song to my playlist yesterday or today for my exercising, and I knew it was Ice Cube, but I don't know what for some reason when it came on, I was like, this is Ice Cube. Like reformed, family-friendly movie maker Ice Cube. You know what I mean? I was like, this is that raw. This is that remember he told her that
Oh!
Oh,
Oh! Oh!
oh my
Okay,
goodness,
so
y'all.
that Ice Cube song is very iconic for reasons. A lot of it for Save the Last Dance. It's also iconic to me because in Easter Eggs, The Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl, I think it's episode
Mhm.
5, The Dance. It might be episode 4 or 5, the one that's titled The Dance. It starts off with Issa's like narration, and she goes, "In my mind, I'm the best dancer ever." And then it cuts to this scene where they're like at a birthday party and like they're playing like, "You can do it, put your back into it." And like Issa's just like dancing and trying to break
Yeah.
dance and stuff. But she's just daydreaming about it.
Wait, is that when she was with White Jay? Or did she meet White Jay
He
at that
met
party?
White Jay at the party.
She met White Jay at that party. You know
Mhm.
that's what attracted him. Just kidding, just kidding. Just kidding. He was like, let me help you. Let
Her
me
lack
help
of
you because
rhythm.
you worse than me.
Oh my god. I'm excited to rewatch this movie now. Like it's been so long.
I was
Oh, but
very excited. And like I said,
can we talk about the ending of Save the Last Dance, the audition? Because like we've talked about the audition
that's your
so many
favorite
times.
part. Right.
Like as a young person, when did this movie come out? In like 1998? I feel like 1998.
That feels about right. Let me see.
Yeah.
2000. Wait, it says 2001.
2001. Wow, a lot of movies came out in 2001.
Yeah.
You know,
21
Spider-Man
years
came out in
ago.
2001.
Wild. I believe it. The one with Toby, right? That's
Yep.
it. Yeah.
But the audition scene, when I watched this, I guess as an 11-year-old and not an 8-year-old like I thought I was, I really sat there watching this movie in my friend's basement thinking, wow, she is iconic. She is a dancer. This is the movement. She is gonna get into Juilliard. And I remember just watching a clip of it like in recent years. And I was like, now, what if she could dance? And the thing is, that's not all Julia Stiles dancing. She had a double for that too. This part where she like, I don't know, like there's the chair, but like she's standing and then she does this like hop thing, and I really thought she killed it with that. But she was just like deadpan, like
the hop chair hop.
That's what she looked like.
That is exactly what she looked like.
She did.
I'm
just
glad
like,
you mentioned
no
her
emotion.
double because there are a couple of scenes. I was gonna say I'm glad you mentioned her double because there are a couple of scenes where I'm looking, I'm like, she just grow 3 inches? Like it's kind of like so obvious. I'm like, that person's hair is a little dirtier blonde than her platinum blonde, but okay.
Yep. Listeners, our peaches, if you want to see me recreate this dance, you got to tell a friend to subscribe to the podcast and like all the things, and I'll recreate the dance. It's not equality, but I'll
Y'all, please get your friends to subscribe because I would love to see Cammie do this dance. I would love to see her do this dance.
Because I can do it if I can put my back
subscribe
into
here.
it. Like, for real. Let's go.
Oh, I thought you meant the Juilliard audition dance.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I've got the chair and everything. I'll put my hair up in a high bun. I'll wear a leotard.
Okay. I'm going to send you something. And you guys know that we record this in real time. So I don't know if we're experiencing technical difficulties or not.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if there's like a delay or what.
Are you sending it via our normal chat stream?
Yes. I am sending it during... Oh, but from a different account. But yes.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so good going down memory lane, watching it, having these feels, having the music, being able to, watch it as an older person, like feeling like, okay, some stuff I understand a little better. Some moves I wouldn't have made. Some moves, okay, I understand. Um, yeah, it was fun writing the notes. The father daughter relationship threw me off a bit. Her calling him Roy, because I'm like, I'm not saying you gotta call him father or dad, but I don't know, that whole like whatever, or I can do whatever I want, I can come in the house whatever I want, or oh now you want to be a father, and I'm just like, he is literally the only person you have right now. You might
her
want to
stepdad?
bring it back.
Is he her stepdad or like her actual?
No, her dad, her actual dad. Yeah,
Listen,
he was her actual dad,
but
he wasn't around.
A lot of behaviors from
Yep.
the top side people are
Yep.
not what
You
the
guys gotta watch
front
the podcast.
side people do. So,
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Okay, intros. 11 minutes in. Cammy, how have you been?
Surviving. I'm still surviving from last week. I'm still busy from 2 episodes ago, and I really I won't say that because I know we're comfortable on this show. I don't know how comfortable I am with our peaches yet.
I mean, you can say whatever you want to. It's our podcast. So if you're not comfortable just yet, I think that's.
I just really need to shave my legs. It's starting to get uncomfortable.
I don't think that. No, I don't think that's like out of pocket. Remember you talked about that fancy like $60 one shaver razor?
Well, I also
like,
wasn't talking about like how I haven't shaved my legs in like months.
Okay. I mean, you shared a personal thing. Do you want me to share a personal thing?
If you want to. No pressure, but don't leave me hanging.
I just got suddenly shy.
Oh, don't be shy. In the club, we're all famous.
I, for the first time, I guess I don't have to say where. I, for the first time, recently got a sugar waxing, which I've never done before.
I have one scheduled for next week.
Coinkadink
too.
Okay. What made you decide sugar instead of like the regular waxing?
Okay, so the last time I went to a professional to get a wax was right before my wedding, and hard wax is just not your friend. It is painful. I didn't have like any skin irritations, but I just feel like it did not like wax the hair like a softer wax would. And at the time that I did that, my regular waxing specialist like went to a different studio. She had moved, and I was very heartbroken. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I went to this new lady. She did not have the touch. I was screaming. I'm usually not like, that sensitive to the pain when it comes to waxing, but man, oh man, like I was just like, I can do this. I really can't. This is not for me. I want to cry. I want to run away, and I want a dare treat. I want ice cream and a waffle cone, 2 scoops, extra sprinkles. That's how I was feeling that day. But yeah,
I feel you on that.
Sugaring because one of my friends, she sugars all the time. She raves about it. And I've been doing some research, like to find a studio that would do it in town. Finally found one, and like I think I've been working myself to this for like a year, maybe 2. So I'm like, I don't want to do anything. And especially if I can just do it myself at home. But I'm like, no, I want to pay for myself, and I don't want to do the service myself. I'd rather go to a professional time. So that's why I'm doing it. So tell me about your experience. Like, give me some pointers and tips for mine.
So my sugaring experience was very painful. I didn't know what to expect. The last time I got waxed was like over 10 years ago, and it was like with a Groupon, so it was just weird overall. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. And so
I think my first waxing experience was with a Groupon too.
why did we do that to ourselves?
Because we were probably 20 and dumb.
Yeah, we were 20 and young. That's right.
Mm.
But yeah, it was my main thing is like, let me talk to this technician / esthetician, because I want to make sure like you're putting your face and hands in places. Like, I just want to make sure that we get to know each other. You know what I'm saying?
Low down. I just want to get to know you.
Like, we haven't had dinner. You don't know my last name. Like, we need to chop it up a little bit. You know what I mean? So after I got to know her, she was really cool. I was asking questions. She was like very concerned, very, you know, how are you feeling now, do you want me to stop, do you want me to slow down? I'm like, no, keep going, you gotta keep going, if you stop, my body's gonna think it's over, then it's gonna go into defense mode and I might kick you, so you gotta keep going. But yeah, it wasn't like the whole thing was painful. It's like the application was fine, the pulling off was fine, but it's like after the pull off there would be like 3 to 5 seconds of just like intense rushing. It's like all the blood would rush to that area. So yeah, like when she was done, like I was fine. And then you know, they put the cooling gel on you and all sorts of good stuff, and it's good to go. So she was like, afterwards she was like, now that you've had sugaring, do you prefer the sugaring or the waxing? And I told her, I was like, that waxing was so long ago, I don't know what to compare it to. But she was like, sugaring is supposed to work longer, and it's better if you have shorter hair. So I was like, okay, well, you know, I scheduled my next appointment. So
okay,
we'll see. Yeah.
All right, well, I'm not as scared anymore, so we'll see how it goes. I'll update you.
I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to the update.
I'll keep you posted.
Thank you. Where would you like to start, madame?
I want to get into some Uncle Joey news. Like, what has you know, Mr. Joe Biden, Mr. Fine Young Joe Biden, but only young Joe Biden.
Okay.
Yeah. I watched a video the other day of like this person's like top 5 like presidential crushes. No, and I was like, of like, and they were like of their younger selves. Like,
oh, okay.
Wipe right on them. No, not. Well, I mean, like some people like.
I was like,
some people like an older man.
I don't know about that.
I personally could not date someone that was like 50 years my senior. That just feels like life support waiting to happen. But then, you know, like depending on their, you know, afterlife wishes, if they write you into the will, like, hey.
Listen, is your intention to get a check? Then check on the vitals. What's your intention?
And that is vital information for your everyday life.
Nice. Were any of the people in the list? Well, I figure like I just assume that President Barack Obama is in everyone's like list, right?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
And if he isn't, you know, you're probably racist.
Yeah. What are you doing? Do you not see the competition? There is no competition.
Like his teeth are so perfect, and like he probably smells so good, just like fresh. And then every time he wears a powder blue shirt, I'm like, all right, Columbia University, I see you.
Or a tan suit. Remember when there was a khaki suit gate? Yes. I was like, this man looks fine.
He looks fine.
Michelle Barack Obama.
What?
Like, this man is fine. Respectfully.
Respect to Michelle, because I love Michelle. She's a Capricorn, and I love her. And you know, she's got nice teeth too, and she always slays on the red carpet. And she's smart and intelligent and just powerful. Listen, Barack in a khaki suit.
Listen, I don't know what it was about that khaki suit, but I was just like, that's the one. And y'all getting real upset about this. Can y'all go make policies that aren't harming us? Go worry about that.
Right.
What are y'all doing right now?
What is you doing right now?
But yeah, Uncle Sleepy Joe decided that federal pardons for simple marijuana offenses were going to go into effect.
I saw that.
Yeah, I haven't seen like an uproar about it or people being like super upset, but I'm just like, I don't know what this means. And I'm also in my head, I'm always like, I feel like this is part of an agenda. I'm like, I don't know if this is something you're doing because you're going to run in 2024. I don't know if this has been on the docket all along and you just felt all of a sudden compelled to push it through. I don't know the reasoning behind it, but I am for it. You know what I mean? I do.
Oh, I'm absolutely for it. I like you said, I don't know what the motive is. And I am gratefully accepting this with one eye open,
Right.
you know?
Right.
But if this means, number one, if there are people in jail that were in jail because of possession, and if their records are going to be expunged, then please do it now, immediately, expeditiously. Like, let them live because it was dumb. Dumb to have incarcerated them.
For this
now,
kind of yeah.
Right. And then for those that are already out because of these offenses, like, to have your record wiped of it, that's nice. And especially if it's been hindering you from actually living life and getting a job and paying your bills, like, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm all for that.
I'm
all for that.
I'm all for it too. But it's just like, all right, Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe should only stay a one-term president, to be honest.
Okay, we're open and honest on this podcast, which I appreciate. This man does not need to run for another term.
Please do not run for a second term. You are too old to be running for a second term. We need someone younger with fresher ideas, with actual, like, life amongst the people, and not living this alternate reality. I'm excited to see our first, like, 35-year-old president.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that in our lifetime.
Yes.
I don't know.
We cannot be dealing with these 75 plus men
just hanging on. Just
hanging on by thread.
Senate, the freaking House, any kind of political party, like lobbyists.
Like, we can't keep doing this.
Just hanging on.
Hanging on. And even though, like, Joe is supposed to be this, I don't even know what he's supposed to be. He's just too old. Because I think he made a lot of promises that he is, I think, regretting that he has to keep, / not keep. And it's starting to, like, bite him in, I guess, what do they call it? Because, like, after you're voted president, you're serving your term, and like, the points are still coming in about, like, your likability. Like, what is that called? There's a name for it, and I can't think of it at the moment.
I know what you're saying, but yeah, now all of a sudden my brain also went blank. But, like, in the polls, I know what you're talking about, like his polling numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like, he probably has a team of people that are like, so this is how you're doing in the polls today. Like, your points went down. You really gotta forgive student loans, Joe. And he's like, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I just said that on the campaign. Sir, with all due respect, I'm assuming that it's some kid named Linus. Linus is just like, sir, with all due respect, you can't, like, not keep your promises. I mean, you shook a lot of hands on the campaign trail. You can't be a TR asterisk MP. Yeah, I didn't say it.
Yeah. For those of you that it takes a little longer, Lady Enda, fill in the blank. It's funny to me that that's your perspective, because my perspective is the opposite. I see him like, I really want to do the student loan thing, and then being like, no, go to sleep, Joe. I see him being like, I really want to provide aid and do this. You're a puppet. You're here for show. We're running everything.
You know what he does like doing? He loves providing aid to Ukraine. Not saying that Ukraine doesn't need help, but it's like, Hello, we are still struggling in the U.S. and it's abysmal. Like, why are we? What?
Abysmal. That's all I hear from Aladdin. Abysmal.
Abysmal.
I'm just like, it's the whole thing. Your backyard on fire. Your house is burned down, but you worried about water in the neighbor's house. And it's like, okay. And then your hose is burning up while you doing it.
I mean, I think, I don't know if we talked about this on the pod or offline, but I feel like every week it's U.S. or Joe Biden is sending like $1.2 million to Ukraine. And I'm like, please, sir, please. Can we not today? Maybe we do it once a month. We send $500,000. I don't know what's in our reserves right now. Okay, I'm talking like we just got like endless amounts of funds, and we apparently do, since we're sending 1.2 million to Ukraine.
Money is a fabricated, mind, human constructed thing that does not exist.
Unless, and this is where like my conspiracy brain is gonna pop in. Unless like that's all like a ruse, and maybe we're just sending Monopoly money over. You know, maybe they've collected all of the white dollar bills from the Monopoly set, and they're sending that over to the Ukraine. Think about it, Coco. Think about it. Yes.
I just know he's writing checks that he won't have to cash. We the younger citizens of America will be having to deposit into these taxes and pay for other people's livelihoods and lifestyles.
Other people's livelihoods,
and it's just wild. It's like, how you helping other countries and yours is broken?
I think we just need to create a We Are the World 3.0 and call it a day.
Didn't the Disney kids do that?
No, that was the Send It On and On. And that was about like, you know, going green.
Are you sure? Because I could have sworn
there was a We Are the World 2.0 for, was it an earthquake? Was it a hurricane? But Wyclef Jean was on it. It was very interesting. That was like back in 2010. What natural disaster happened in 2010? I can't remember. But I know that there was a We Are the World 2.0. If there was a We Are the World 3.0 that I'm not aware of, I need to get on it because...
No. You just reminded me. It was Circle of Life, where every single Disney kid was singing.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking about, Circle of Life.
Yeah, like that was like the OG, like Disney Channel stars with Raven and Chrissy Carlson Romano.
Orlando Brown.
Brink Boys, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Send It On song, that was during the Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez era of Disney.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If
I can remember to put it on stories, I'll put it on stories after we release this episode.
It's not ringing a bell at all, and I'm trying to imagine them. It's not ringing a bell, but I believe you.
Oh my gosh, like the Jonas Brothers were on it, and Demi Lovato.
Okay. When the Jonas Brothers first came out, I was like, man, these kids are annoying. And then I got their CD, and I was like, man, this CD is a bop. This CD was a bop. I'm burning up for you, baby. Come on, girl. Like, you're cool. That was a bop.
That album was a bop. Mm-hmm.
And I never picked up another one, but I'm just letting y'all know.
I listened to that album, the one that came out before, because my freshman year roommate in college was obsessed with the Jonas Brothers.
I believe it.
And then I listened to the last album that they had before they broke up and Nick wanted to do his own thing. And I like that one. Well, I like 3 songs from it. So I don't... 2014 was it 2014 that album came out?
Is that when he did the cake thing? He was the cake band, or he was like his own song?
No, that's Joe. Yeah, that's with DNCE, and they did Cake by the Ocean. Okay. Nick just went solo.
Got you.
He was just like, I'm doing my own thing.
Oh, you said Nick. All right, my bad. I thought you said Joe. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yup.
The other bit of news, and I'm just going to read the beginning headline of this to you, and I'm going to read it as if it's breaking news. The latest bombshell in the scandal that has rocked the chess world. Y'all. Apparently, this chess protege was 19 years old, and they found out that he'd been using like online systems to win some games in some games that included monetary prizes. And he was like refuting it. He was like, no, the only time I cheated was when I was 12 and 16. And I'm reading through this article, and they are acting like it's freaking Watergate. And I'm like, chess cheating charade. That would have been a better title. Let me write your title. They were acting like it was the thing, like the whole chess competition lifestyle was like crashing down. And so I was like, that's funny. I have to read that to the peaches.
Well, you heard it here first, Peaches. I gotta say that I am shocked.
Appalled.
Absolutely flabbergasted at this news. My thoughts and prayers are with the families that have been affected by this chesstastrophe, if you will. We are just blown away by this news, and I'm at a loss for words because I literally cannot handle this situation. Back to you, Coco, in the newsroom.
Back to us. In other news, have you seen? Okay, it's still viral stuff. Have you seen these videos? And I guess they will be on Instagram and TikTok. And it's like people, and they're like doing the Johnny Depp run, but they're carrying like things and spilling everywhere. Like one guy's dressed as Santa Claus. I'm getting excited. One guy is dressed as Santa Claus, and he's running with 2 pitchers of milk, and it's spilling everywhere. Another woman is like, "Oh, me trying to like get ready for work at 8:00, and it's 8:05. She's running in her robe, and there's coffee spilling everywhere." Have you seen any of these videos?
I have not seen any of these videos.
Okay, it gets better. So there's this woman who like video shames a little bit. So she has a compilation of these people like running, spilling stuff, usually like a liquid or a food or something. And what she'll do is she'll, put those videos together as a little montage, and then she'll pan to her, and she essentially is making food for people who are underserved in underserved communities. But it is very freakily odd how she does it. And I'm going to find an example. So y'all got to make sure y'all watch the podcast. So it's like she has a pot in front of her. So imagine that there's a pot here with food, right? And like the camera is on her. And she'll just be like, like won't look at the camera. We'll just pour the tomato sauce, the tuna helper, the pagoli noodles. We'll just pour everything in the pot, right? She'll stir it up, cook it, and then start passing it out. And of course, record herself doing this selfless deed, right? Passing it out. And so I'm just like, I'm on the fence about this because I'm like, dang, yeah, y'all are being really wasteful in these videos. But also, ma'am, are you video shaming them and then recording yourself giving back? Like, ma'am. I hate when people do that when it's like, here you go from the bottom of my heart. And we're live. Look at me. It's annoying. And it's unneeded. And it's like also like disrespectful. Like, did you have them sign any kind of release saying that you could put this out on the internet? No, you did not. I know you didn't.
I don't think I have seen these types of videos on my timeline.
Okay. I'll have to.
You'll have to definitely show me like some examples. Like send it to me in the chat.
Yeah. I'm going.
How interesting.
It's very interesting, and it's also like, how do you feel about people who are the ones where it's like, I'm going to record myself doing a good deed?
It honestly depends on the video. If it's like one of those, yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about a lot of them. It also depends on my day and how I'm feeling, because there are days where I'm just like, I hate this. You're doing this for clout. You don't really mean it. What are you doing when the cameras are off? But then I'm also like, well, it's like really made that person's day. I hope this is like an actual person whose day you made and not like one of your friends that are like pretending.
Right.
So it just, it really just depends on the lens that I'm looking at the video through
Okay.
that day.
I did just
How do you feel about them?
I did just send it to you if you want to take a peek while I give my account. I feel like
Okay.
I'm one of those people where it's like good deeds don't have to be recorded. I understand if it's in the vein of I want to promote positivity, maybe this will inspire someone else to do some good in the world. Maybe this will inspire people to feel better. Maybe this will inspire people to volunteer. Y'all have to watch this episode. And I'm glad you're seeing what I saw. But I just feel like good deeds don't have to be recorded. Good deeds don't have to be put on the internet. Like good deeds are supposed to come from your heart.
This looks disgusting. Yeah. Number one,
yeah.
the tuna helper one that looked like cat food. I
said that to one of my
in a pot.
That's to my brother. He's like, "Is that tuna?" And I said, "Yep, unhinged." Like she's done other things with like meat and spaghetti and stuff like that, but yeah, that tuna one threw me off. But yeah, I just feel like good deeds.
Why does she look like that in the video?
I told you, she's just she won't make eye contact with the camera. It's like I don't know. But it's like that in every single video. Yeah,
I'm uncomfortable. I don't like that.
That good deed didn't inspire you to go out and make tuna helper for thousands of people?
No, that definitely didn't. That was like, I don't trust what you're cooking in your kitchen.
That's the other thing. I'm like, did you go around and survey their dietary needs, or did you just say you don't take whatever slop I make because you're underserved?
I think about this every time, like in a new segment that we like to call "Thoughts That Keep Cammy Awake at 4 in the morning." I often think about. Let me not laugh because this is like not funny and it's really a thought that keeps me up at night. I think about the homeless and I always think about like how can I serve them? And I know that there are food pantries and kitchens and homeless shelters that cater to their needs as they see fit. But like I think about people that like go out to feed the hungry and the homeless. And I'm like, do we have a running list of their allergies? Are they vegans? Are some of them like vegetarians? What if some like do we know if they have IBS? Like I'm not even trying to be funny.
That's real.
It's a real thing because do they give people their medical records or like just like casually mention like. And the way I'm talking about it, it feels so jokey, and I'm not trying to be jokey about it.
It's not that way by me, like right now.
Okay. I often wonder, like, because, I mean, if you think about, like, people that are staking out outside of a restaurant or something, and, like, you come out and you happen to have leftovers, like, I would like to just buy them a meal, but, like, I also don't know... I have so much anxiety over this just from past experiences. Like, I'd rather buy them a meal, but like, what if the restaurant is like, oh no, you can't come in here, and then like I read them something off the menu, but then they're just like, oh, like I'll take the cash instead, and then I'm like, well, I don't carry cash anymore because it's 2022. Who really carries that much cash on them? And then what if like they aren't really homeless? What if they're one of those like
fakers?
You know, fakers, or like one of those youth groups pretending to be homeless, or like someone on the Tyra Banks show that's like pretending to be homeless for a day, and then they go on and they talk about it at the end of their talk show. And they're like, I was homeless for a day, and I felt everything that they felt. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You get to go home to a bed. I don't know. It's just like stuff like that just sits funny with me.
So two things. One, your undercover reporter thing. I've never thought about that, but that does happen. The undercover reporters do happen. Two, what is this youth group pretending to be homeless thing? I've never heard of this.
Well, I know it's not like pretend. I don't want to say pretending, but like there would be youth groups like at churches that would be homeless for a night to just like get into the mindset of a homeless person to make the fundraisers to help the homeless like have more of an emotional impact on them.
Okay. This is my first time hearing of that. That sounds
like I almost participated in one in high school, but I didn't because I think I had Science Olympiad, which privilege I get.
I wouldn't say Science Olympiad is privilege. It sounds like not fun to me.
Oh my god, I loved Science Olympiad.
Okay.
I got 8th in the state in forensics my senior year.
That's up there.
And story time. It was humiliating. 8th place. You know what? Let me tell you about this story. So, forensics wasn't even supposed to be my event. I did food science. That's what I studied for. But like, I got thrown in the forensics portion because the other 2 participants had to do something else. So literally the night before, studying up on forensics, got 8th place, was devastated. I think I got 14th in food science in the state that year. But forensics 8th place, everyone was like, Cammy, this is really, really good, especially since you got thrown into this event that you barely had time to study for last minute. When I tell you I was crying crocodile tears, like profusely, on myself, on my little flip phone, my singular wireless flip phone with my mom. It was an LG phone too. And I'm like, oh my god, it's my goodness, please. And she was just like, Cam, it's fine. And I'm like, everybody is like, it's fine. But I'm like, this isn't impressive to colleges!
I thought we were going to get the Jonah J voice.
This is not impressive to colleges! Like, I think about that moment at least once a week. And when I tell you the embarrassment that floods my body of just like, girl, you were devastatingly crying for no reason.
It wasn't for no reason.
Like, that moment is not serving any purpose to me now, except for a good laugh.
And that's good, because it's good that you can look back at it and laugh. It's not like you're looking back at it and being like, I could have done number 1. You know what I mean?
I mean, we're like 2 years after. I mean, long gone from school. I'd be like, I really wanted to win. I really won. So, like, dear Lord, please, for the love of you, if I have kids, please don't let them inherit that for me. Please. Because I can't deal with that. I can barely deal with, like, me reliving my past, like... Oh, jeez, like, I'm getting hot. Like, my armpits are sweaty. So embarrassing.
Silly. There's, like, one other category that I wanted to touch on, but it's not necessarily something we have to, and it's not a rush, and I wanted to see what else was on your docket for this round.
Let's see. I feel like I've just been like interjecting with a lot of randomness. So please, I'm down to talk about it.
I know we don't really talk about gossip and entertainment news, but would you like to talk about gossip and entertainment news?
I would like to talk about gossip and entertainment news.
You all, I call this section T for the T's. That's TEA for the then letter T's with an S, T, and S. Now I'm gonna start with the Try Guys. Do y'all know who those are?
Oh God!
I'm gonna let Cammy take this away. Cammy, do you want to give the peaches a little bit of like the tea? I know we haven't talked about this, you guys, and Cammy and I talk offline, but we have not talked. Let me calm down.
We have not talked about this at all.
Actually, I just been watching and reading.
I actually had one of my friends like message me on IG because they saw that like I liked something, like one of their statements or something. They're like, you know too, and I'm like, can we talk about it? Like we talked about it. Okay. Let's just kind of rewind back to 2014, 2015, like the supreme era of BuzzFeed.
Yes.
No one really. I wasn't like into BuzzFeed, like the articles and stuff, because it's it's BuzzFeed. But I will take a BuzzFeed quiz. Like, which Disney villain are you? Yes, I am an Yzma. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And then the video content was also just really lighthearted and fun. Like, not always lighthearted and fun. They talked about real issues too in some of their videos, but I enjoyed the Ladylike girls. I enjoyed the Try Guys, and then they had like other people too, like Michelle Carre, I think her name is. Like, she did a lot of video content. She has since left BuzzFeed, has her own channel. A lot of people, as you may or may not know, have left BuzzFeed. I mean, there's this one girl, her name is Quinta Brunson. She left BuzzFeed. Some people say that she could be my doppelganger. I disagree, but I can kind of see it. I think it's the mannerism and the awkwardness. Maybe. Anyway, so the Try Guys, their videos were very captivating and interesting to me. I also connect with Eugene as a fellow Capricorn, and I love him. You don't understand. Like, I love Eugene Lee Yang, always and forever. I feel like if we ever met in person, he could potentially be my ride or die. Like, that's how much I love him. And then I love Keith, because Keith is just this. He's a Southern boy that moved to the Midwest. His wife Becky, she's cute. They're a cute couple. Zach is like quintessential 90s boy. All right, like, he has a lot of feelings. He is. They're all very open about like their past and how they're feeling and their emotions. And then you have Nedward. Okay, here's the thing about Ned. Nedward. Ned and Squidward, if you will. Not because he sounds like Squidward. I never really got Ned, because he just felt like, number one, older, and this isn't like a thing that I felt like recently. This is how I've always felt. He mentioned like he used to be a chemist and he graduated from Yale, and I don't know anything about Yale people. I don't know that many like Ivy school people besides the subset of Ivy school people that I know, but that's a different story for a different day. Dude, they're not weird. Like, growing up, I always thought like Ivy people just like were these snooty, pretentious, and yes, some of them do like live up to that stereotype. But once I started hanging around people, like, they're just like you and me. You know, like, the only thing is that it's just a designer.
And they have more debt.
Yeah, they have more debt. So, the fact that they weren't friends, these four guys, they weren't friends. Ned had already like had like some sort of like higher up position in BuzzFeed, like before. I think it was like a managerial position, and I think Zach had mentioned this. I don't know if this was in the documentary or not, but he had said, like, we weren't friends before. Like, whenever we were shooting video content, we were just kind of like pull people that were available. I mean, and it's true. Like, when you work in a setting like that, like, and especially if you're producing a lot of content, like, you just get whoever is free that's working in that environment. And so the fact that they were able to form a friendship out of that, I thought that was like so dope and so cool. Like, for goodness sake, like, they were all in Keith's wedding. Like, they made a whole video about it. Like, I was like, and I remember watching that and getting ready for my wedding. I'm like, that's so cool, that's so cute. Like, I can't believe like they've really formed this bond. So then you fast forward to 2018. They leave BuzzFeed. They create their own company, and I'm like, wow. And I remember, I will never forget. I remember because I would wait for the Try Guy videos to like be pumped out on BuzzFeed, and then like I wasn't seeing any Try Guy videos, and I'm like, did they get in trouble? Where are the Try Guys? Where are the videos? Where are the Try Guys? I'm going crazy here. And then they came out with the news that they started their own company. And the first few videos that they came out with on their platform was surrounding Ned and Ariel like becoming parents, throwing a baby shower, simulating the labor pains. I can't even remember the rest of them. I think it was like a 4 or 5 video series. And it just like they just kind of took off from there. So fast forward to 2022. It's September. It's September. Like, we're like reminiscing, getting ready to like exit from summer, going into fall. Some of us are ironically singing Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day. But then, the Try Guys were probably like, Wake Me Up When September Ends. Literally, because this has been a freaking nightmare. Like, oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! So I remember it was Tuesday of last week that the rumors of Ned's cheating on Ariel with this person. And I'm like, ha 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 ha! Whoever started this rumor, no way, no way, no way. This is false. Boo boo, tomatoes, tomatoes, you're wrong. Like, no way. But then it was just like, it was video after video after evidence after article after Reddit thread after Will, like just blowing everything up. And I'm like, he did not. The nerve. And then I was like, then it just became, I went from no way to men are trash! Men are freaking trash! Oh my god, I was so disappointed. And I don't know if you watched their recent statement video of like what happened.
Everything.
Every TikTok, every Try Guy video. We're watching those videos for evidence.
BuzzFeed workers tweeting shocker, or I'm not surprised, or they're making statements.
I'm not surprised.
Everything.
I was like, oh, I want to be in one of these group chats so bad. So bad.
I was in the Reddit thread.
Maya in the moment was live on TikTok, and people were like, so, like, what do you know about Ned? And she's like, I've already talked about Ned. And she's like, Ned's declassified. Ned, like, just naming all the different Neds that wasn't the one that we wanted to hear about. I was like, Maya, you are messy, but I love ya. My thoughts are all over the place because I tried to explain this to 2 of my girlfriends earlier in this week, and they're like, yeah, Kim, we don't get it. Like, we're like, not that they didn't get it, but they like weren't that interested.
Which is why I haven't talked to anyone about it, because I'm like, I don't know anyone else who has followed the Try Guys. Well, now I know you, but I know you now. I should have been talking to you about it.
You should have been talking to me. I should have been talking to you.
Like, okay, I'll just watch all the YouTube videos, read all the tweets, go read all the Reddits.
I was like, I need to talk to someone about this because I feel so, heartbroken. Absolutely heartbroken, because I'll be honest, I was crying during, while watching that What Happened video, because Zach really he
looked like he was overcome. Eugene looked like he wanted to go through the camera and punch Ned in the face. Keith was respectful, disciplined dad, and Zach looked like he was about to bawl in tears. I just felt so bad.
Tears. And I was just like, Zach, please hug it out. I mean, the way they all have reacted to this is how I've reacted to, different situations that have happened in my life. So, like, I mean, you could definitely empathize with them. And I know that there are some things that they can't tell us because, man, the amount of legalese that they were speaking on, like, in their statements, in the video, even in the podcast that they released today. I mean, I know they want to say so much, and I know they, like, Zach was even saying, like, they can't even really truly express how they feel. Like, every emotion has to be measured, which is so hard, especially, like, for all of them. I feel like they wear their emotions on their sleeves. Like, they're very transparent about that, but, like, for this situation, like, they had to call so many people. They were not active on socials, really, for the whole month of September. Like, can you imagine, like, over Labor Day weekend, fans are just coming up to you and saying, like, hey, this is what's happening. And then, especially when you have all these business deals and all these supporters that look up to you, and you have built this business together, and one of them goes and literally, like, messes it up for not just the four of them. There's the ripple effect that this has had is, I mean, it's embarrassing, it's humiliating. Like, there's trust that's broken. Like, can they restore the trust? I think I think the three of them can restore trust with their supporters, because, like, they've been as transparent as they can be without legally breaking anything, if that makes sense. Or at least that's how it has come off to me, because I know, and, like, this is what, like, everybody's been saying, if Eugene and Becky and, like, just got together, because, like, Ariel is a key part of the business too. Like, she's in the podcast with the other significant others. She designed their whole office studio.
Home,
she designed the first home that was the Try Guys office. She designed, like, the new office that they currently have. She's been in videos, like, since BuzzFeed. Like, there's a lot of stake in it for her too. So, and then, like, how do you make your whole brand, your family,
specifically,
but then in your statement you say you lose focus on your family? How does Nedward? How does that make sense,
when I saw so many montages of him going, my wife, 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 my wife,
my baby and my wife,
I was just like, sickening. Fraud,
liar. Every time I would see him pop up, I'd be like, you lie, babes, you liar, pants on fire, I hate you, you're mean, you don't mean anything. And he's just like, I just want to know what he's doing, because he's not putting out any statement. Like, obviously he's fired, good, great, like, that's what needed to happen. Because, like, my thoughts are all over the place. Let me just...
May I interject?
Reel it back a little bit.
Okay, I just realized we didn't really explain it to people who might not know who the Try Guys are.
Oh, yes! Oh my god, I'm so sorry! Like, we just needed to, like, let it out, and we, like, didn't explain anything!
The Try Guys are four guys. They make online content, but also they have their own, like, Keith is one of the Try Guys. He has his own, like, hot sauce line. He's been on tour. He was on tour when all this stuff broke out with his comedy troupe. Eugene's also part of it. He has his own, like, YouTube videos. He's a very strong proponent for raising money for the LGBTQ community, as well as trying to get into Hollywood. Zach, I don't know what all Zach does outside. He's heavy with the podcast. I know he and Keith are both heavy with the podcast, as well as production videos.
I love Zach's podcast content, but he does the podcast. He is an advocate for the disabled community. He's doing, like, work with that. And, like, I think he's just, like, trying to figure out life.
Cool. And then,
like, a lot of us, in general. I just relate to that so much.
And then Ned was the fourth member, and his whole thing was family and love. Like, he has his wife, Ariel. They have 2 kids, and a lot of his stuff was my wife, my wife, my wife, my wife. Or, like Cammie said, she mentioned the series that focused on, like, their familial changes. So basically, pictures
He
surfaced on
is such
Reddit, and during
dude.
Labor Day weekend, some of the guys were approached, and they said fans informed them that something was going on between Ned and one of the employees, an employee who's technically under him
What's
in the
crazy about
company.
that is there were fans that sent the evidence to the significant others first.
Yeah. So when the Try Guys found out, they took immediate action, and that was in the form of hiring like a HR manager, speaking to people, consultants, getting an internal investigation going. And then they said when they confronted Ned, they said, yeah, he admitted it immediately. They were like, is this happening? He was like, yep. And they were like, okay. So then, like Cammy said, we have to start the legalese, because this isn't just some small YouTube channel or guys having friends. Like, they each have 25% stake in the company. And like she said, it's a domino effect, because we also have other producers, we have other content creators, we have other businesses attached to our names, we have our wives and girlfriends on something called the Tripod, or the Tri-Wives, and they also have a podcast within a channel within the channel. So it's like, it's affected so many people.
They also just recently had a show air on Food Network, which was based off of their No Recipe series on their channel. So that has a ripple effect on the businesses that they've associated themselves with. Because I was reading an article about the finale episode getting moved from the Wednesday slot to the Friday morning slot, which is
that's where those shows go to die.
That's where shows go to die. And like, I think it was like they were working with a bakery, and one of the bakers or business owners of that bakery was like, yeah, please, like, try and watch the episode and please support, because like this was still a really good episode. And it's like, yeah, like, I get that, because, you know, traction to the business, but
so that's who the Try Guys are. So just to bring you up to pace with who they are. I know a lot of people start after this, you know, surface and everything, and now Ned's no longer part of the company. They still have to be careful, like what Cammy said, with their legalese, how they're saying things, but they have been able to say more. It seems like paperwork has been done, but the thing is, they've been keeping this in for like a month, and they've had to keep it in for a month. Keith even said that at the comedy shows, people walk up, or how are the guys? And he'd be like, we're all good. Everything's all good, because you can't say anything. And they said even the employees on site didn't know everything. And eventually they said they told him Ned stepped away from the company, but they legally couldn't tell even their employees, but they pieced it together. He's like, our employees aren't dumb. He's like, they pieced it together, but we couldn't tell them, because then it becomes public information that they can share with whoever. And I was just like, this is wild. I'm glad I got to talk to you.
I was also looking at one producer's LinkedIn in particular, because like a lot of people are like, oh, she's so young, and like she does look young, but she's like
31.
Yeah, and I'm like, based off of this LinkedIn, and I don't think there are any, like, I mean, there are lots of 10-year-olds that are like going off to college. I get that, but I don't think she was one.
You don't think she was what?
I don't think she was a 10-year-old like going off to college and graduating high school.
I get that. I just don't know what the power dynamic was, or what she was possibly promised, or what. I
don't get that either, because, and this is where, I mean, a lot of it is speculation, and we may never know what happened. But the fact that like her producer pal YB
Food Baby
unfollowed her.
I said Food Baby.
Food Baby YB, also queen.
Love her.
She's amazing. Like, she unfollowed Alex,
which says a lot.
Which says a lot. And like the stuff that she's been put, like the stuff that was on her stories, like literally the day after, she's like, hey, I'm not the one that did this. Please stop attacking me. I know, it's crazy though, right? Yeah. So let's and then she was like, I'm still producing videos. I'm still like editing a lot of stuff. A lot of cool things are still happening. Like, that was her way of addressing it, and also saying like, listen, stop being racist.
Exactly.
And stop confusing us.
because y'all look nothing alike. Let's get that. They look
Y'all look
nothing
nothing
alike. They sound nothing
alike.
alike. Have very different personalities. The only thing they do
Nothing.
together is eat food. Let's be real. And edit
Eat
videos.
food. All they do is eat 100
All they do
nuggets.
together is eat food and edit videos together. That's the only thing that they have in common.
That's it. That is all.
Yeah, my poor
Oh
little
my
heart.
gosh. YB, if you're ever
We
watching
love
this, we
you.
love
We
you.
support you, and we
yeah.
definitely eat chicken nuggets with you for sure.
We will eat chicken nuggets with you, girl. Just bring the sweet and sour sauce.
They
Does
do.
McDonald's still
They
even
do.
make
They
sweet
make all
and
the
sour
sauces.
sauce? Bring the sweet and sour sauce. We will eat nuggets. Yes. And you can tell us about your wedding in Germany at the
That's a
castle.
wedding. That sounds beautiful.
It does sound beautiful. It seems like a lot though. In conclusion, Nedward sucks. Ariel, I hope you're taking some time to
Nedward.
really think about what you want to do. Wes and Finn, you'll get through this. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
I
okay.
feel like, yeah, this will die down.
Gene, Keith, Zach,
Hugs.
hugs. Lots of hugs. Lots of therapy. Make sure you drink that water though. And then if you need to use a weighted heating pad for whatever reason, do
It's
it.
best.
Because listen, it's great.
Best.
Feels like a hug.
If Keith and Zach could also give an extra hug to Eugene, maybe just hold him back, because I feel like he's ready to mollywop somebody. So if they could just, give him a couple extra hugs, I think that might help.
Okay, listen, all the TikToks, all the video clips of Eugene saying like if looks could kill. I'm like, number one, don't mess with the Capricorn. We may look like we are observing. We are holding it back. We are thinking of ways to slit your throat sometimes. If you have wronged us, that is if you have wronged us. So you never wrong a Capricorn.
I feel like that's a good stopping part for that conversation. I have one more T for the T's. Yeah.
Is it about a couple
Yeah,
that's
I was about to
divorcing?
say, I know you probably won't want to get into this, but I'm gonna say it. Tia Mowry Hardrict announced that she was divorcing or filing for divorce after 14 years of marriage, but
After
they were
14
together
years.
21 years
Like-
total because they dated for 9 years, which is
Oh my god. Like, I saw one of my friends sent this to me and I was like, no. Like, I cannot handle any more bad news, even if it is from celebrities.
I'm the only one who wasn't surprised. Everyone else seemed surprised to me, and I was like, I saw this coming. I feel like they've grown in so many different ways, but in my head, I could just literally see them growing apart, or I see her be like loud, fun, funny, and he be reserved and just looking like, oh my god, please be quiet. And I'm like, is this just him being like playfully demure? And I was like, no, this is him and this is her. And I was like, not that I was wishing on their downfall, because I love their family dynamic and, at least what they display to us. I loved that. But I was just like, I don't see this lasting forever. I really did feel that way. Yeah, but I see a lot of people in shambles. And I'm like,
I didn't really follow their relationship. I remember pictures from their 5-year vow renewal, and I remember thinking, saving this for later, for when my time comes, because this is a cute situation. I think when I was reviewing a lot of the think pieces about the news, I got in my feelings a little bit, because with my relationship, we dated for a long time and then we got married, and then now in the part 2 segment of things that keep me up until 3 a.m. I was like, oh no.
oh my god.
Yeah, your girl was in shambles. And not for the reasons that you think. I was just like, oh no, is this an omen? What's gonna happen to me? Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. But I when it comes to things like this, I don't know what it is about celebrity couples, but like I just imagine I don't know of any like celebrity couples that have like stayed together for the long haul. I can't. None come to the top of my brain.
LL Cool J and his wife. They've been married for like
a long
over
time.
30, 40 years, I want to say. Samuel Jackson and his wife. There's Cookie and Magic Johnson.
Oh yes,
and I only
Cookie
know this
and
because
Magic.
they always take those couples trips, and I always see them again. I'm like, look at these black couples together for years and decades and decades. So those are the only ones I know, but I'm not following them. They're not my peers. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like when I see these breakups happen, all I think is like it. And this is coming from a child of divorce. I'm just thinking they've had the conversations, like something's like not clicking, like especially for like the sake of the children, like if they are parting ways, like it's not just for like it's for everybody's
best interest. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So and to make that decision is a hard one, I know. So, because like I hate the narrative of like stay together.
No, I never
for the
believed
children.
in that. I never believed in that.
I've never believed in that either. It's weird to me.
It's weird that you would put yourself and your mental health at risk to be with this person you don't want to be with, which can in turn put your kids at risk. Not could, does put your kids at risk.
Safety here. Yes. Like and like she has the means to do it as well. So, Tia, if you're watching this,
yeah, we do.
Take care of yourself. Like I saw someone comment, they're like, if Tamara is commenting, like things are really bad, and I was like,
I haven't seen any of Tamara's they were saying that it was kind of odd and weird, or maybe Tia had just had enough because it happened on Tamara's book release date, and I was like, whoa, that's real inconvenient. Tamara just released her memoir on the same day that Tia filed.
I did.
Yeah. But I haven't seen Tamara commenting. But if she,
like, I thought she commented like "love you."
Maybe I just haven't seen it. But I just haven't seen it. But even I guess
their relationship is weird. It's weird. Like, how are you not in contact with your twin? Like, and I'm not talking about the sense of, your siblings grow up, like they do their different things. You get together at the holidays. Like, they don't talk. You shared a womb together. Y'all don't talk.
I get it though, because if you watch them growing up, same thing. If you watch them growing up, or even that, did you ever watch? I think it was on Hallmark, the Tia and Tamara show when they followed them.
Oh,
even about that show,
they were arguing
that show. I was like, y'all don't like each other. Y'all are very different people, and you don't like each other, and that's okay. So if someone were to tell me, oh no, we don't talk, we don't call, we don't do this, we get together for the kids, or we see each other for holidays, or even sometimes I'll see one with Taj and one with Tavior, but never all together unless it's like some big hoopla.
Never
and
all
I'm like,
together.
I get it. It is a little weird to me.
I mean, like I get it too, because like, listen, you can be related by blood, but you don't have to hang out with those people. Bingo. Yeah, I get it. If she wants to hang out with us,
you are
give us a call. Have your people call our people, and by our people,
you are welcome at any time. If you want to talk, if you want to chill, if you want to eat something, if you want to cook something, if you want to bake something, if you want to bring kids over, if you want to go to the vineyard, if you want to go to the banquet, wherever you want to go, Tia. Maybe not the banquet, but we are down. We are open and down. I realized I said that, and I was like, retraction immediately.
We're not going to the banquet. It's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up and letting me release that from my body, because like, and like when I talk to, just
thank you. Like I don't know why the thought didn't cross my mind to text with you.
I don't know why either.
But in my head I was just like, nobody's going to know what I'm talking about, or nobody's going to be interested. So again, me by myself.
I should have known. I should have known.
You should have known better.
I should have known.
Yeah. Cammy, is there anything else you want to add for the listeners?
Remember that Ned word is scum. Men are
Yo,
trash.
that's a hot take that you haven't had to use in a while. But when you used it earlier this episode, I was like, yeah, you know what? I usually let you say it and I agree, but I'm gonna say it this time. Men are trash. Men are trash.
They are indeed. They're trash. They're trash. And I know. Why does Kimmy always say men are trash? Even though she is married to a man. He's trash.
I don't know about all that, Dad. But
he's not really
trash.
trash.
That's not trash.
But you know, like, he's a man, and sometimes he just doesn't think. And then I think,
listen, apparently there's a lot of that going around.
Listen, yes, we don't need to discuss it now, but
would you like to tell the Peaches where? Please don't make me laugh like that. Would you like to tell the Peaches where they can find us, Cammy?
Well, if you aren't a man that isn't trash, you can find us. No, let me stop. To all of our Peachy listeners out there, you can find us on Google Pods, Spotify, Anchor, Amazon Pods, Music, YouTube. Did I already say Spotify? Yeah, I said Spotify. You can watch us on YouTube and Spotify, and literally, like, wherever you get your podcast. Like, that's where you can find us. And then, if I remember to put things on stories, you should be following us on Instagram, because, like, that's where we, like, really, like, let y'all know, like, a new episode has dropped. But I will also potentially be doing my Save the Last Dance recreation. I will be rewatching Save the Last Dance and commenting on it. And I will also be maybe uploading some of these videos that we have talked about in recent pods, so that you also can follow the bouncy ball.
That would be lovely.
Remember to drink your water. Take your vitamins. Oh, it's October. Get your movie
season. It's pink ribbon.
Oh yes, it's spooky season. Start working on your costumes, because the girls are ready to party. Yeah. I mean, I'm not.
I'm not, but to those that are.
To those that are, like, get your costumes ready. It's Halloween. Get your witches hats. Get your potions ready. Dust off that broom. Go flying. I watched it.
I haven't watched it yet. I almost watched it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. You know what? I'm gonna watch it tonight. I'm gonna order myself something nice. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna treat myself tonight. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Are you gonna get some Arby's and watch it?
Get you a keeping Arby's open. Not me.
I don't know. Not me. All right, go get your snack on. Go watch Hocus Pocus 2. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna eat for dinner, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Bye.